Over the course of my 35 years as a priest in the Society of St. Paul, on occasion my ministry has taken me into some pretty tough slums, difficult situations. I've gone into buildings that had been condemned. No heat, no running water, and yet still whole families would be living there as squatters, from young children to senior citizens. I've gone up a staircase or two, which I wondered if they would hold my own weight. And in my younger days, I was considerably lighter. As difficult and as tough as our slums are, they pale in comparison to many of the slums in the great urban areas around the world. The movie, Slumdog Millionaire, takes place with the slum life as its background. A life which we see is quite horrifying and repulsive, but life nevertheless. This story is about sin and salvation. It's about the struggle for innocence to preserve itself in the midst of a cynical, evil world. It tells the tale of the literal enslavement of children and women in the modern world. The viewer should be prepared to see things that we really don't want to see, and to be exposed to things that are quite upsetting, yet things that need to be exposed. This movie, however, is a classic love story. So don't be put off with the notion that this might be one of those pieces that try to make you feel guilty, and that they try, as the producers and the writers, to change the whole world. No, they simply tell the story that deserves to be told. This movie is quite powerful indeed. It shows also religious conflict between various groups and the violence that is unfortunately so much a part of our modern world and should really be a part of our ancient history instead. This movie gives the viewer a great deal to think about, to ponder. It's worth seeing. It's rated R because of the violence. The explicit violence, but more the violence of the whole setting against which these characters have to find their way. It's a movie that shows the capacity for individuals to heroically love others, and even for individuals who have been evil themselves and caught up in the violence and the cynicism of the situation, can find, through an act of heroic charity, their own salvation. It's a movie worth seeing. It will become a classic love story. People will be viewing this movie for years to come, and all will be taking from it some lessons to be learned. That is where great cinema and great art come into play. This is why we should pray for the artists and the cinematographers of the world. I don't object to sin being dealt with in the cinema as long as it's exposed as sin. And certainly, this movie does just that. I pray for all those involved in this project that they will use their talents to continue to inform the human spirit with ideas and images that challenges us all to be more whole and more responsible members of the human race that is occupying this great planet of ours. May God bless you on your own great journey.